there's an app for that. It's a common phrase these days, but is there a way to really use that to grow your business? I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm here this morning with Pat Ennis, the Regional Manager for American Solutions for Business here in Manassas, Virginia. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Jamie. How are you today?
Great. So what are the different ways? There's a couple different ways, I guess, that you can use the mobile trend, right? It's not just you have to build an app or you have to do this. What are some of the different methods that businesses are using to take advantage of this trend in the mobile market?
Well, there's some phenomenal applications out there, and if you think in terms of mobile websites, which is one option where people are coming to your site but it's been optimized so that it looks good on the phone and you can make decisions, or mobile apps where you're actually having a two-way conversation with customers. A great application for the mobile website, for example, might be a real estate agent who puts a sign in front of the house they have for sale that says 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, right? And then it has a QR code on it, and if you use your phone, you get taken to an optimized website where you can see a video tour of the inside of the house. So you think about the buying process again, which is a good way to look at it. So a couple's driving around, they're they see the sign and they say, wow, that looks like a house from the outside that we'd really like to see. But normally they might go back, they might write down the agent's name, they go back, and they end up not calling the agent.
Because in the meantime they've seen maybe 4 other houses.
Right.
Okay. So
now they can click on they can use their QR code reader on their phone, and up comes a video of the inside of the house. Now they can say, wow, that is a house that I want to take another look at. And not only that, but it's on the phone, and so you have a one-button link. Push the button, and instantly you've got to call in to the agent to say, hey, I want to schedule a time to come and see this house.
Right.
So you don't lose the customer in the process. Now that's a website. That's kind of a consumer coming to you kind of situation.
So that's kind of taking what you could do on the website. So they could go back to the website, look at that house, look at the video, and call straight from there. But what you're doing is you're taking the functionality of the website and optimizing it, so making it look really good on the phone, and make it a little bit more cleaner so the action's a little bit more clearer. And so that's just transitioning your current website to a mobile website.
Yeah, and if you think about what a real estate agent might have typically on their website, they might have hundreds of houses, and you'd have to search through and find the house you want. What this does is it allows you to optimize it for the phone and for the reader, so that they get to see exactly what they want to see right away. If they had to go and search through 100 listings to figure out which house they wanted to see, they would drive off to the next one. But this way they can do something right away.
All right, so that's kind of an optimizing your website for mobile, and then integrating with that. Okay, what else?
So that's the website. The app side is really taking advantage of the computing power of the phone. So we did one for an association who has a conference, and they have multiple conferences throughout the year. And what we did was we took their program guide, the listing of all the seminars that people could go to, and we put it on the phone. So you can scroll through, figure out which seminars you want to go to, which tracks you're following, and what times they are, and see bios of the people who are the speakers, right? But not only that, not only is it functional from a program standpoint, but they can also download GPS locations for all the restaurants in the areas. They can give sightseeing tours from the Chamber of Commerce. They integrated that. They integrated registration capabilities. They integrated a social media page, so you could say, hey, I went to see this guy, he was great, and everybody else could see it. So now you have created, with an app, you've created the ability to push out information to people. Hey, here's a new schedule, here's a new item we've added, make sure you sign up for this. And then in the process, they're coming back and becoming social and interacting with the phone. So now you've got a locked-in customer with an app. And it uses all the features of the phone.
And so the difference with the app is that it's actually, there's kind of software residing on the phone, and it's probably pulling information from someplace off-site in the cloud, whatever, but it's pulling in the information, but the actual application is running on the phone. So instead of going to your browser, typing in a URL, you go on the phone and you have a little icon that you click on and
Exactly.
it opens you up. And it kind of captures, at that point, that customer is captured within your application, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know who they are and where they are, so you can market to them based on their location. You can market them based on the context that
Okay.
they're in, and you can do things like send out coupons to them and give them more reasons to either buy from you or interact with you or have a
Right.
conversation and be part of your whole marketing
All right.
process.
So what are some of your favorite apps? I know one I've enjoyed the convenience of some of the banking, how the banking is now coming around and allowing you to do some neat things, whether it's transfers, certainly check and balances, but transfers and then also some remote deposits. So I've liked how they've added that functionality into an app and made it very convenient. What are some
Well,
of
I know for me, some of the favorites, I mean, I love Evernote, right? Because
Okay.
it's a note-taking and I constantly forgetting stuff. So I can go in there, I can organize what I want to do. It syncs with my desktop, it syncs with my phone, so it's always up to date. So I love that one. You know, obviously the ones everybody knows, Facebook and that kind of
Right,
stuff.
right.
I like the apps that let you listen to music.
Okay.
And you know, so there, you can add a lot of local apps too. Like I have one for a local restaurant
Right.
that kind of updates me on when they're having a band in town or a special or something like that.
That's great. Great. And then what's another method? I know there's been a lot of advertising. I know when I'm playing my games, I don't really play a lot of games, but some of those apps, you know, they have advertising come up. So that must be another way people are doing marketing.
Well, yeah, there's two ways of looking at marketing, at advertising. One is if you go back to the conference example I gave you,
Right.
you can sell space because you have an installed base there, right?
Right.
So you know that 3,000 people are coming. What they do is they sell a flash page at the beginning so that for just that half a second when your app is opening,
Yep.
all right, you're seeing a picture of, in this case, a medical company that wants to advertise to that
Right.
group of people.
That's a great upsell for booth. People come in and get the booth, and then there's an upsell from a trade show perspective to, hey, in addition to that, you, as a sponsor or whatever, you get this advertising on the mobile app.
Exactly. So
Okay.
and that typically will pay for itself if you can get
Right.
your app sponsored, because you can say, hey, this is going out to this many people who need your
Right.
product. That's a great way to pay for the app.
Okay.
The other way is, you know, and is some people build apps and then they sell advertising to the apps and then they try to market them and they make money
Okay.
from the banner ads essentially that come on the app.
Right. So that would kind of be, I guess, almost like a TV model, right? I mean, you build entertainment, you build something that people want to do or a useful tool or something that they're coming there for that, and then you sell outside advertising or sponsorships to come in for that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. One of the popular ways to do that is games. If you're a game developer and you develop a
Right.
game that people want, if you can get enough people playing your game, they're going to see your ad all day long. Now, I mean,
Okay.
there's some games that I play that I shouldn't play, and you know, it's the downside of having the phone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you start playing just to waste a couple minutes
That's right.
while you're waiting for something. Next thing, it's like, oh my gosh, where'd the time go, right?
Exactly,
So it's a little
exactly.
scary there.
So.
All right, so for those of us who have a regular website for our business, how hard is it to make that website mobile or optimize it for mobile?
Okay. It's from a technology standpoint, it's pretty easy. You know, there are sites out there, you can Google them, that will take your site and read your code, and for less than $100, they'll go in and read the code and render you a templated mobile site,
Okay.
for your phone, so that people can access with their phone. Now, I don't think they're great because they don't follow the rules. What's important to understand is you've got about 7 seconds when somebody comes on your site on a phone for them to make a decision as to whether they're staying there or not.
Okay.
So if they can't find what they came for, if they came to order a pizza and the first thing they don't see first thing up, here's how
Right.
to order a pizza, push this button.
Right.
They're not going to stay there. If they see, hey, we have a great garden of oregano and basil, right? That may be true, but that's not why they came to your
Okay.
website, and they're not going to read for that long.
Okay.
So
Wow,
the
7 seconds. That's
yeah, and some people say it's
Pretty
as
short.
little as 3.
okay.
So, you know, it's crucial that your website be designed in such a way that people can know who you are and do what they want to immediately, go linearly to make their purchase or to find out to take their action step.
Right.
And that it rendered properly. I mean, we've all had sites where you came up and you looked at them and you couldn't see it, or the type was
Right.
covered over. So, so a good design takes into account that there are going to be multiple types of phones and tablets and so on that utilize the app.
Okay.
So,
Great. Great. Well, that's it's interesting on how to do that. So it sounds like it depends on, what you're trying to accomplish, but just, it's a different audience at a different point in the buying process. So you really do need to focus on that to really make it effective.
Yeah, and from the technology standpoint, people shouldn't worry too much about it because technology is now about integrating apps.
Okay.
You integrate an e-commerce app like Shopify, or you integrate a social media app like Foursquare or Instagram, or something where you're bringing in all the functionality that people have already built,
Right.
and you're creating an experience for the customer.
Okay.
So it's about the harder part is really thinking about, how do I create that experience for my customer? How do I make it easy for them to buy from me?
Okay. Great. Well, once again, Be Better at Business TV is live streaming online, and we do get questions. And we are national, of course, because we're on the internet. We're also international. I think we have a call here from Amelia from London.
Is the built-in mobile for WordPress effective?
Yeah, so I know I use WordPress for some of my site, and the theme that I use, has some things in there that, hey, it'll automatically render it mobile, and then there's certain options in there where I can say whether I want this in the mobile site or not in the mobile site. Is that an effective way? I mean, is that easy enough that people can use and make that work?
I mean, it's a great question. Anything that allows you to get to your audience is a good thing. So,
Okay.
especially with WordPress, if you're just doing a blog or something, it's pretty simple. You want it to render as easily as possible, and you want people to be able to comment. So, plugins like I think it's WordPress Touch and some of those other ones are able to give you that rendering, and they can be effective. But it really comes down again to defining who your audience is and how complex the information is that you have to present. Because the more complexity it is, the plugins may not be able to discern what is important and what isn't important, and you risk having your user or your reader get confused and complicated and just kind of tune you out.
Okay.
So it really, I would say the answer is it depends.
All right. Yeah, and it sounds like it depends on the complexity and what you're trying to accomplish. So something that's very simple, some of those simple tools may be able to do that. But as you get more complex, as you count on it to have more impact, you might want to do something a little bit more complex and do some separate development possibly.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great. Great. Once again, we have Pat Ennis, who's the Regional Manager of American Solutions for Business here in Manassas, Virginia. And Pat, why don't you just take a minute or so and tell us a little bit more about American Solutions for Business?
Great, thank you. And again, thanks for having me. American Solutions, we're a marketing services company. Our office here in Northern Virginia specializes in branding and helping people be successful on the marketing basis. But we are a national company. We have over 500 sales associates, and they're all focused on helping their customers. We do things like campaign management and printing and production. We offer a lot of services, design, mobile apps, websites, and we do it all kind of in a market coaching kind of approach. So we'll help you do promotional audits, we'll write content. We do a lot of services as well.
Okay, great. Well, it's a great time to be in marketing, right?
It's fun.
A lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun, and small businesses are really empowered now. So. We can really help them be successful.
Great, great. Well, thanks again for joining us. I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better at Business TV. Better business leads to better decisions, and that leads to better results within your business. Thanks for joining us on today's show.